When discussing the most infamous and iconic games of the NES era, Battletoads often tops the list. Released in 1991 by Rare, this game pushed the limits of the NES hardware and players' patience alike. It's known for its imaginative design, unique gameplay variety, and brutal difficulty that has left gamers frustrated and exhilarated for decades. Battletoads was developed by Rare, a British game studio that would later gain legendary status for hits like Donkey Kong Country and GoldenEye 007. During the late 80s and early 90s, Rare was rapidly building its reputation for creating innovative and visually stunning games for the NES. With Battletoads, Rare wanted to create a franchise that could rival the popularity of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which dominated both pop culture and gaming at the time. Rare's goal was to combine humor, action, and challenging gameplay into a package that felt fresh and exciting. Led by Tim and Chris Stamper, Rare's development team aimed to push the NES hardware to its limits. They designed large, expressive sprites, colorful environments, and fluid animations that were rarely seen on the system. The game's variety of gameplay styles, from beat-em-up to platforming to high-speed obstacle courses, was a deliberate attempt to keep players engaged and surprised at every turn. The story is a tongue-in-cheek sci-fi adventure that perfectly captures the game's wacky tone. Players take control of two anthropomorphic toads, Rash and Zitz, who are part of an elite team known as the Battletoads. Their mission? To rescue their fellow toad Pimple and Princess Angelica from the evil Dark Queen. The game begins with the Toads descending to a planet called Ragnarok's World, where they must battle hordes of bizarre enemies and overcome perilous obstacles. The Dark Queen serves as the ultimate antagonist, residing in her ominous tower at the end of the game. The story is simple yet entertaining, filled with over-the-top villains and absurd humor that add to its charm. At its core, it is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Players use punches, kicks, and exaggerated moves like smashing enemies with oversized fists or ramming them with their heads. The combat feels satisfying with a variety of enemy types that require different strategies. One of the game's standout features is its ever-changing gameplay mechanics. Rare ensured that each level offered a new experience. Level 1, Ragnarok Canyon, a traditional beat-em-up introduction. Level 3, Turbo Tunnel, the infamous speeder bike stage, which tests players' reflexes with high-speed obstacles. Vertical climbing levels, players rappel down massive pits while avoiding hazards and enemies. Underwater stages, maneuvering through electrified mazes adds an extra layer of challenge. This variety keeps the game fresh, but also significantly contributes to its difficulty. It includes a two-player cooperative mode, but it's not for the faint of heart. Players can accidentally hit each other, leading to unintended chaos. This mechanic often turns teamwork into hilarious disaster, making the game even harder, but undeniably entertaining. If there's one thing Battletoads is known for, it's the difficulty. The game's challenging levels, tight timing, and unforgiving design require near-perfect execution. The infamous Turbo Tunnel alone has become a rite of passage for retro gamers. Completing the game is an achievement in itself, and only the most determined players can claim victory. Battletoads was explicitly created to compete with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. Rare leaned into the attitude of the 90s, giving the Toads edgy names and exaggerated personalities. The game includes hidden warp points that allow players to skip certain levels. These warps are essential for speedrunners or players trying to bypass especially difficult sections. A Battletoads animated pilot was produced in 1992, but it never evolved into a full series. The pilot's existence shows Rare's ambition to turn the game into a multimedia franchise. The game's large sprites, smooth animations, and detailed environments push the NES hardware to its limits. Rare's mastery of the system is evident in every level. Battletoads spawned a series of sequels and spin-offs, including Battletoads and Battlemaniacs and the crossover game Battletoads and Double Dragon. The franchise was revived in 2020 with a new title for modern consoles. For years, the Turbo Tunnel stage became synonymous with gaming frustration. It's so infamous that jokes about it still appear in gaming culture today. Battletoads for the NES is a perfect example of a game that combines creativity, humor, and challenge into an unforgettable experience. Its unique gameplay variety, quirky story, and eye-popping visuals set it apart from other titles of its time. Despite its reputation for punishing difficulty, it remains a beloved classic that showcases Rare's brilliance as a developer. Whether you're a fan of retro gaming or just love a good challenge, Battletoads is a must-play. Have you dared to take on the Turbo Tunnel? Let us know your Battletoads memories in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gaming adventures.